while I got a little space left on my phone, I'm going to talk about the incident that happened yesterday afternoon when I was going shoe shopping. So they had this guy at one of the shoe stores in Jimmy Jazz in the mall. And so there were those young ass kids, and the moment I walked inside and started to look at one pair of shoes, and he said, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a mask on?" And some people, they act like, even if they're younger than you, they think that because they're taller than you, they think that they got rulership over you. So I looked up at him, I said, "I can't wear a mask because I had nose surgery twice when I was younger." "Well, you can't come up in here, you can't shop, and you can't go through the store." And then every time when these young ass kids in their early 20s or even teens, they treat me like as if I'm too dumb to read the sign on a door. They treat me like as if I don't have I have a college degree, a bachelor's degree, and your ass just working at a freaking shoe store in a mall as a teenager. And they think I'm too dumb to. Even that fake bitch Brittany even did that at the hotel, during Hurricane Sally. So they treat me like I'm too dumb and actually go say this is a sign about masks. And they be like, "See, face mask required upon entry," like that, So I'm trying to fight against participating in this forced mask wearing satanic ritual, and so I don't know if I told y'all, but when I did the video on talking about how the coronavirus and mask wearing, how the coronavirus and forced mask wearing, how the coronavirus and forced mask wearing and everything like that, and like coronavirus and Hurricane Sally make you waste and spend up all your money and just inconvenience you and stuff. YouTube put a strike on me, like a warning, and then falsely accused me of spam, scam, and deceptive practices for telling the truth. So I don't even know how to revive or go get that video. It's gone. But I couldn't save it on my phone because of lack of storage space. And SD cards they never work on my phone for whatever reason. So the young kid tried to force mask wearing and then try to kick me out the store. And then I walked out, and then I saw a dark guy that looked like he was about my age, and he went to go get some pants or something. And then they didn't really much say anything, or they weren't on his ass like they were mine. And so then they waited till after I confronted them and said something. That's when they started to go and tell him. And so I was like, "Well, hey, y'all not telling him anything, and y'all gonna tell me something." And then they lied. Well, why would you tell me to go outside the store and go somewhere else and get a mask when they lied and said, "Well, he going up to the front counter to go get a mask," So why didn't you direct me to the front counter to go get a mask then? Why did you send me out of the store? And so I figured that might have been they know I hate the forced mask wearing, so that might have been a street theater moment on purpose. That's more than once they've done that they want me to eyewitness somebody else walking into a store or a restaurant or something with no mask while they force it on me. Just like the day before yesterday, I tried to go to the Red Robin place, and I haven't had a burger and fries in a long time, but I wanted the burger and the bottomless fries. I wanted again. And they tried to tell me, I told them the same thing about my, and these young ass kids be like, "Well, you have a mask." But then they act like they think they got more sense than me. You have a mask? And they sound like the kid that they are, but then they want to act like they think they have more sense than me. So at Red Robin, I just saw a whole family full of white people, a whole family walk out of the restaurant and then told me I couldn't get served unless I wore a mask and that I have to put it over my nose. I'm like, y'all want me to die, you know? So that young kid yesterday, he tried to argue me, and then he said, "Everybody, you common sense ought to tell you. You see, everybody around this store is wearing a mask." But then that other guy didn't let him get away with it until I said something, and so then the guy went over, and I saw him go to the front and pay for the jeans, and then walk out still with no mask. But and then they're like, "Come on, man!" Like pretend to fake like as if they're trying to get on him too. But they weren't as aggressive towards him as they are me, because that's another guy, another black guy. But I'm a female, and you see me as weak, and you know me being targeted and stuff. And you weren't so bullyish towards him. You seem like you kind of like intimidated by the other guy that's not wearing a mask, you know. And so then the guy, when I told him, I said, "Yo," I said, "You trying to force a mask on me with the satanic ritual and stuff?" I said, "Y'all going to hell for pushing all this, you know." And then he's like, "You don't even know me like that, woman. You don't even know me like that." And he's like, "You don't even know me to tell me I'm going to hell." And I said, "I can tell by your demeanor and the way you act and everything. I know a lot of us are going, but I'm like, you don't enforce rules on people and be self-righteous when you're not even following God's rules and laws, but you want to enforce the rules and laws of the world. I'm like, you're on your way to hell yourself. Don't try to be self-righteous and holier than thou, or, you know, trying to enforce. You're supposed to be a hood thug. Hood thugs don't enforce rules and laws of the government, you know. So that's how I know you're a fake-ass perp. And highly narcissistic perp, the type of narcissistic perp that's a demand being in control punk hoe fucker that will physically abuse and beat on women, you know. So the way he tried to handle me, I said, "I'm 37 years old. How dare you freaking talk to me like that, little boy?" He said, and so I said, "I'm 37 years old," and he's like, "Don't play with me." He's like, I mean, I never had a child or a young person try to tell me, "Don't play with me." Here in Pensacola, there's this fake ass, "Yes, ma'am," "No, ma'am," and stuff like that. But yet you order me around. In Pensacola, teenagers and kids are the most bossy and disrespectful kids I've ever encountered. Worse than Los Angeles. Worse than New York City. You know, so and they really think that they're right by what they do. I mean, I've heard other people, adults in their 50s, say that they can't stand how these younger than millennials try to order them around and tell them what to do. You know, so nowadays, you know, all these kids trying to over boss control and overrule adults, and it seems like when the adult stands up to the kid, the adult deserves to get shot in the head, you know, by these ruthless ass young kids. You know, these kids are nothing but baby demons running around here. You know, so and then he said, "Don't make me get loud." He said, you gonna make me raise my voice and get loud with you up in here." And then the other people act like they had to break up, like as if they were trying to break up a potential fight. I wasn't gonna fight him or anything, and he wasn't gonna put his hands on me up in that store either. And so then the actual manager came up to me and talking about 6 foot distance. I mean, that young kid had enforced a mask on me, and he was closer than 6 feet, and he was like in my face, even though he had a mask on, but he was close distance towards me and in my face. When he was close distance towards me and in my face, when he approached me about the mask. So if you're going to do one thing, do it all. Don't force a mask on me, but then you're standing like, here's me. Pretend this pole is me, and pretend I'm the pole, and like, You know, you're this close to me telling me put on a mask. So then the manager said, well, hey, we can't force you to wear a mask. You're free to go ahead and look through the store. And I said, thank you so much. And then next thing you know, I noticed that when I turned my back, the manager and the guys and everybody had disappeared. So this is the end of this little situation. It took longer for me to talk about than I intended. But thanks for listening, and bye-bye.